Hello, hello, hello. We are here with our friends from Tribe 3 Production, and today on Kicking It with Carrie Kay, we have an exclusive interview with the president from the Joe Louis Fighting System, Phil Maldonado. Hi, Phil. Welcome to the show.
And thank you very much for having me.
Why don't you tell us a little bit about your background and how you got involved in the Joe Louis Fighting System?
Yeah, it's I've been with Mr. Lewis for about 34 years training, up until the time that obviously it had passed. But I met the gentleman at a seminar one time, and I was fascinated. His technology, his speed, his power, just his overall outlook as far as the aspect of training and always wanting to evolve. And I always just thought he was way ahead of the game. He was way ahead of the curve, but he always stayed on that cutting edge. Where even himself, he was always looking to learn new ideas and concepts and that type of thing and apply them. So just without a doubt, an excellent teacher.
So that's what it was like to be, the legendary Joe Louis. I mean, he trained you. What was that like for him to train you?
Well, I'll tell you what, I gave it my best no matter what. I mean, he's trained probably more world champion fighters than any martial artist in the history of karate that I know of, in kickboxing. And they know that he brought kickboxing to the United States. He was the first heavyweight world kickboxing champion, twice voted the best fighter in the history of karate. Just a phenomenal, not only a person. I mean, there's a guy that came out as when you meet him, and you're honored to become a student, and even more honored, when he becomes your mentor and then becomes a friend. So it went a little bit deeper than that, but he was just a special individual as far as I was concerned, and a lot of other students that trained under him, thought super highly of just not only his talents, but how much he gave.
Well,
So,
from what I understand, Joe Louis has created an amazing kickboxing system. Can you give us some details on that and why you believe this system would be beneficial to the K1 fighters?
well, the thing about it is it's beneficial for everything, because it's based on a system, not a style. So we've got multiple styles, whether they're Korean, Japanese, Okinawan, Chinese, that are all involved in the Joe Louis fighting system. So his system is more involved with tactics and approach, not just technical skill. How you approach different types of fighters. The faster fighter, the stronger fighter, the counter fighter, inside fighter, outside fighter. So he pretty much had an answer for just about everything, and that was what his specialty was, is the approach that you had to different types of fighters, not just teaching you how to throw a kick or how to throw a punch, how best to use it. So his
Well, okay, let's get down to the business. Rumor
mhm.
has it that the Joe Louis fighting system is working with Wako Team USA on a brand new K1 curriculum that will certify people who would like to teach K1 kickboxing in a martial arts school or gym. Can you tell us, are the rumors true?
Yeah, they're not
Yeah.
rumors, they're true. They're
Yeah.
true.
I mean, wow, that is great. I mean, can you give us a little more information on how that came about?
Well, we spoke with a few different trainers, and even some of our own guys. I spoke with Mr. Zabilski, who's the head of the Wako thing, and we talked about a few different ideas and some of the concepts we wanted to apply. And since we thought that Mr. Lewis was on the cutting edge all the
Yeah.
time,
Hmm.
that not only the system but his approach, the levels that he used to take people through, and not just teaching people, like I said, how to kick or punch, but you're also teaching coaches, trainers, how to not only train a fighter, how to teach fighters to kind of think for themselves, read for themselves, but how to coach and get the best out of your fighter is, not just the physical aspect, the mental attitude and approach, before a fight, during a fight. So there's a lot of different aspects that you could go on and on about this type of thing.
Well, it's an
So,
amazing opportunity for, Waco Team USA and the Joe Louis fighting system, that's for sure. Especially with the 2021 World Games coming in the sport of the Joe Louis fighting system, there could be thousands of people who take advantage of this unique opportunity. I mean, it's awesome. We're super excited to have you on board. I can't wait to meet you on May 19th and 20th at the training camp. I mean, we're really excited. So,
Matt, Us
you
as
know.
well. I mean, we're looking to kind of put things together, and it should be mutually beneficial for both sides. And yeah, we're eager to get out there and give it everything we've got, and then contribute in any way we can, and whatever it takes, whatever they need from us, we're out there to help and contribute.
Well, of course, Tribe 3 Productions will be there and kicking it with Carrie Kay, and we'll be following you and highlighting you and different fighters and everything. So I'm super excited. And on that note, we'll be seeing you on May 19th and 20th. And thank you for giving us your time and opportunity to update on us on what you're doing.
And thank you very much for having me. It was my pleasure.
Yes, thank you.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Ladies and gentlemen, that was a great interview with Phil Maldonado. And up next, we have Mark Agrubel, head coach of Wako Team USA. Let's find out what's been going on with Mark. We're back, and we just had a fantastic interview with Phil Maldonado. And now we have Mark Grubel, head coach of Wako Team USA Kickboxing from Mark Grubel MMA. So, welcome to the show, Mark. How is everything going in Augusta, Georgia?
Everything's going great. Yeah, I'm doing well.
Well, for all the fans that may not know who you are, can you give us a little bit of background about yourself?
Um, I've been in martial arts about 31 years. I've had my gym open in Augusta, Georgia since 2005. I love kickboxing. Kickboxing's in my blood. I've produced 35 IKF world champions, multiple Wako medalists. I've been coaching the U.S. kickboxing team for 11 years on zero budget.
Right.
So it's definitely something I do for a passion.
Well, I know you've traveled for Waco USA with President Rob Zavilski. I know you went to the World Games. Can you tell us little bit about your experience and what it meant to you?
Oh man, honestly, it was kind of a dream come true. I've always wanted to get to the pinnacle of kickboxing somehow. Unfortunately for me, in my competitive years, I racked up a bunch of injuries and a bunch of surgeries really fast, so I couldn't continue competing. So I tried to move into the coaching realm, and it just turned out really well. So I ended up being able to, spearhead our team to the World Games. We ended up winning a medal our first tryout. I was super, super happy with, the performance. And Omari Boyd was the fighter who actually won his medal for our country. And
The
I
bronze
really,
medal.
really glad to be a part of that history. I chose Omari. I've seen a lot of guys fight at his weight class, and to me, Omari was a standout. So I reached out to him, and luckily he told me yes, he'd do it, and I'm glad he did.
Yeah, Mari Boyd, he's definitely a class act. So I know that President Rob Zabilski has asked you to work on the K1 curriculum with Phil Maldonado from the Joe Louis Fighting System. What are some of your
Right.
thoughts on this opportunity?
Man, as a martial artist, when you meet a guy like Phil and you realize just how much knowledge this guy walks around with in his head, it's mind-boggling. So I'm really humbled to be, in the same project with him. I hope he feels the same about me. I think this marriage between Wako and the Joe Louis Fighting Systems is going to be great.
Yeah.
This proves to everybody in the world that Joe Louis Fighting Systems are coming. They're playing for keeps. We're coming out. We're going to try to make some big waves in kickboxing, and I hope this lets everyone else know that Wako is playing for keeps as well. Now teaming up with the Joe Louis Fighting Systems, we have much more reach.
Got it.
So we have the infrastructure with Wako, and now we have the reach with Joe Louis Fighting Systems, and they have a very well-oiled machine when it comes to their systems. We have a lot of coaching experience on the Wako end as well. So everybody in this particular deal is like-minded. Everyone's shooting for the same goal. And I couldn't be happier with the guys that I'm working with. Jonathan Balgami's an amazing coach. He's produced some fantastic fighters. Maldonado's a fantastic coach. You guys will see when we do the training camp. He's awesome.
Well, we're definitely looking forward to you coming down on May 19th and 20th on the Waco Team USA training camp. We would look forward to seeing you. So, is there anything else you would like to tell us?
I'm really excited about the World Games being in Birmingham, Alabama. I live very close to Birmingham. So for me, man, I get to showcase what I can do to the entire world right in my backyard. And I guarantee you by 2021, I'm going to have some badasses ready to represent Team USA. No
Well,
doubt.
and that's why it's so important that fighters from all different areas who are seriously looking forward to, possibly getting a medal come to this training camp. It's for everybody that's wants to better themselves and possibly even get onto a medal standing someday through the program. Do you have any little thoughts about that?
Well, so I'll put it to you this way. If you want a record deal, you go to the labels, you shoot them your CDs, okay? But if you want to be on Team USA, you got to get in front of the coaches. That's me. That's Jonathan Balgami. That's Phil Maldonado. You got to get in front of, Rob Zabilski. We're the guys that make the decisions. So if you want to get on Team USA, come out and impress us. We want to see what you got. And we want everybody to come, not just the guys trying to be on Team USA, but the guys who just want to better themselves as martial artists. This will give them an opportunity to practice alongside professional kickboxers, high-level amateurs, guys that already know what it takes to get to that level. I have a feeling that a lot of people that come to the training camp are going to kind of be lost and not know what it takes. This will
Yeah.
give you a really good taste of what it does take to be on Team USA, because we're going to put you through the ringer. We're going to test your resolve, and we're going to see what you got.
Well, if they think they have what it takes, this is the camp to be at. So, well, I
Right.
really appreciate the opportunity to interview you and thank you for taking out your time. I'm super excited to see you May 19th and 20th. And you
Yep.
have safe travels here, and we'll be looking forward to seeing you. And thank you once again for your time.
Awesome.
The excitement's in the air. We got coaches, we got fighters, we got the Joe Louis fighting system. And guess what? It's all going to be on May 19th and 20th. And we have the coach of champions. Just one more interview to go. Jonathan Balgami. We're here with Jonathan Balgami, assistant coach of Wako Team USA Kickboxing, one of the premier trainers out of Las Vegas. Is called the coach of champions as he has trained many successful fighters. Jonathan, for our fans, can you give us a little background information about yourself and some of the fighters that you have trained?
Awesome. I've been teaching for almost 15 years. Uh, been in martial arts over 30 years. Um, and I train a lot of fighters. One of the big names is Anbar Ronizarov. He fights in Glory. Two-time world champion. Jason Andrade. A great fighter here in America. A lot of UFC, Bellator, and Glory World Series fighters, and a lot of international fighters as well.
Well, from what I understand, Rob Zabilski has asked you to come out to the May 19th and 20th training camp. Are you super excited about the camp like all we are? I mean, I cannot wait for the camp. So tell us a little bit about what you're thinking about with the camp.
So, I'm excited. First of all, log in at www.wakousa.org. Check that out and find out what Wako USA is all about and see the information. And but we are really focused on trying to get the best fighters in the camp. Not only that, many level of experiences from different backgrounds, but it's kickboxing. So you have to be well experienced in kickboxing. But every level is invited. But I'm excited to work with a lot of new techniques, new drills, advanced training. To prepare for Mexico.
The Pan American Games in October, correct?
Yes, yes.
So these fighters that are at the camp, some of them will be going to the Pan American Games under you as a coach. So that's very exciting, and they will learn a lot of new techniques and a lot of different things, especially with the Joe Louis fighting system coming on board. What are some of your thoughts about the Joe Louis fighting system coming on board? That is super exciting for the Wako Team USA organization.
Yes, you know what? Joe Louis, he's a legend. You know, that's a big name in the sport of kickboxing, American kickboxing, and you know, I'm excited. I'm excited to work with Maldonado, Coach Maldonado, and bring something new to the table. And we want to bring something new and exciting with the fitness program. Uh, but we really want to get the best fighters here in the U.S. to come in the camp and join the training camp. And if you want to get experience, you're invited as well too. So you know, I'm excited. I'm very excited to. I want to learn new things with the other coaches, and that's the best thing about Team USA is that uh, we're consistently evolving through our experiences with competition and working as a team. We work as a team, and I'm excited to be in the camp in the 19th and 20th in Illinois.
Well, now, what do you think some of the American fighters need to work on most of all? I know you've been worldwide, you've been around the world fighting. Particular Americans, what do you think we need to work on to get us to that level that the other countries are at?
So you know, we're a nonprofit organization, and uh, it's tough. It's tough because the other countries they have their sponsorship and it's really strong. It's a big support, and you know that's the only thing I think we need. But besides that, competing at the highest level, we need the level of experience against guys that have like over 100 to over 50 to 100 fights, and we have guys come in just a few fights, and it's tough. And also the level of technique. The guys really well experienced. They've been fighting for a long time, and that's the guys we're fighting. Sometimes you're fighting pros and world champions, and we have to us to bring the best in the competition. We need to work with small companies and big companies that can work with us with Team USA, and you know we're here to not ask for money, but here to work with all these companies and figure out something where we can give something back.
Okay, Jonathan, I was wondering, I'm super excited about you coming on board, and you have a lot to contribute to the K1 curriculum that's going to be the new K1 curriculum. What are some of the things you're looking forward to pass on to the fighters?
Oh wow! I'm excited to pass on a lot of knowledge, but definitely it'll be a different training camp because uh, it's more advanced. But how do you say it? It's fundamental techniques, but more advanced because of the level of experience and the level of technique we're gonna show in the training camp and the drills that we're gonna go through because we have high expectations of people that entered the Team USA, you know, Wako Team USA to represent us. And I take this training camp pretty serious because I want the guys to win, you know, and to win, you know, you have to push to a whole different level. You have to push their limits psychologically and physically, and they can't handle that, you know. You have to show that you're there to do the best as you can, and that's why my expectations are for the camp is that be ready when you get it.
Right?
Yeah.
I mean, this is such an amazing opportunity that will help develop all fighters, especially Wako Team USA fighters. I mean, come on. I mean, people get out here. This is an opportunity. You got the best coaches out of Las Vegas. You got head coaches, assistant coaches. We got Joe Louis Fighting System. The place to be is on the 19th and 20th if you're a true fighter and want to advance and better yourself. Well, Jonathan, before we sign off, would there be anything you would like to add or tell to your fans?
um, I just want to say thank you for supporting Team USA, And if you can check it out, the www.wakousa.org, and log in, check us out. And I'm excited to see everybody at the training camp on the 19th and the 20th at Rob Sabilski's um, gym.
Jim. Yes. Well, thank you again, and we're looking forward to seeing you on May 19th and 20th. And once again, I appreciate you taking the time out and give us a little bit of sneak peek of what you're going to be doing here at the camp. And we'll see you soon.
I'm excited. Thank you.
Ladies and gentlemen, this is what I love about the Kicking It with Carrie K show. All this exciting news. We got so much going on May 19th and 20th. We got coaches, we got Joe Louis Fighting System coming. We got so much going on, and it's all happening at Rob Zabilski's gym in Huntley, Illinois. So be sure to sign up at www.wakousa.org. And guess what? Of course, Try 3 Productions will be there with the Kicking It with Carrie K show.